as we start to understand more about how atoms bond, we need to look at what we call Lewis structures for these atoms. Okay, so we can draw these Lewis electron dot symbols where we write the element symbol, we look at the valence electrons, and then we put dots around the outer shell to show those valence electrons. Now, when we're doing this, we do it in a manner just like we do with our electrons when we put them in orbitals. We put single ones first, and then we pair them up. So something like carbon, it has 4 valence electrons. I would do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, what this shows is it also shows unpaired electrons. So by this diagram, I have 4 unpaired electrons, which means that carbon is going to want to pair all 4 of those up and form 4 bonds. Oxygen down here has 6 valence electrons. We have 2 unpaired electrons. Oxygen's preferred bonding would be 2 bonds. Right, so if we look at our valence electrons, okay, everything in group 1A has a single dot, everything in group 2A has 2 dots, 3A, 3 dots, 4A, 4 dots, 5A, 5 dots, so on and so forth, because what we're dealing with is those valence electrons, and we know that in our main group elements, that group has to do with the number of valence electrons, so we're going to see an identical number of dots down each of those main groups. If we have ions, we do have to account for those. If it's an anion, we've gained electrons. If it's a cation, we've lost electrons. And so we then have to show those excess or missing electrons equal to that charge. And then we put the whole thing in these brackets and put the charge on the outside of it.